Alright, today I'll be sharing my thoughts on Hytale, obviously comparing it with what would theoretically be its competition, which is Minecraft. Before we start, I'm playing on the gohihab.net server, not a promotion, just mentioning it so you don't ask me about it. And if anyone's planning to buy the game, here's my code, okay? So, first of all, I want to explain what this video is about, right? Well, I had already mentioned I'd probably do this, but I recently uploaded a video showing a new Hytale server that had just launched. It was basically a shooter server that developers had recently created where you could shoot and fight with weapons, okay? It caught my attention, and I decided to make a video about it. What's happening? In the video, I compare and talk about my PvP experience in Minecraft, explaining how I used to play PvP extensively, and even reached the top spot in CubeCraft's duo ranking. Many people interpreted this as me criticizing the game because I pointed out aspects of PvP that I found lacking. Basically, in the video, I acknowledged that PvP in Hytale doesn't really appeal to me. I think there are many things that could be improved, many things, and I still hold that opinion. Before anything else, this silly tendency people have of comparing Minecraft with Hytale is natural. But thinking one can dethrone the other, let's say Minecraft is better, which we don't need to assume because it is, right? As of today. Look, it's not that Minecraft is better, but Hytale can't just release a better game and take all the players. Indeed, it has every possibility to succeed, but even if it attracts more players, Minecraft won't cease to exist, right? That's my point. Both games will end up coexisting, okay? That's my first point, and it's obvious. I think you don't realize that Minecraft isn't just a game anymore. It's a brand with a movie, story mode, and multiple games under its name, like Minecraft Dungeons, Legends, and Earth, which wasn't successful, but you get my point. Claiming you can dethrone such a brand so quickly seems exaggerated. That's just to start with. Ugh, they don't like people who shoot with arrows. They're coming straight for me, let's go. I shot 3 arrows at them, and they're after me. So I don't think one game will replace another. On the other hand, the big issue many people say, hey, Hytale has so much potential. Where do you see this potential? Right? Because I don't see it. I mean, yes, Hytale has potential, but potential is just smoke, you understand? If nobody develops that supposed potential, if nobody takes advantage of those advanced modding tools they're adding, that map creation, and more importantly, because obviously there are mod creators who will try to make the best mods possible, but if nobody plays them, the modders will eventually disappear and the game will die. Of course, you're assuming that the game, I mean, first of all, that there will be modders creating great mods, which is obvious. There will be people playing them, which is also obvious and already happening. That awesome servers will be created and people will play on those servers, which is evident and already happening. But what you're assuming is that this will continue over time. I don't think you fully realize how complicated that is. I mean, when you enter Minecraft now, sure, there are very good servers, but why? Because they've been around for 10 years. They've been around for 10 years. So my question here is, okay, I'm going to play a shooter server, right? Inside Hytale. Why would I play a shooter server that just launched with only 4 features when I can play one in Minecraft that's much more developed? Or one in Roblox that's been developing for 4 years and is much better. I mean, those people saying, no, Hytale has so much potential. I agree. I agree. It has a lot of potential, but at the same time, everything's against it, okay? At the same time, everything's against it. I'd also like to make a small analogy, okay? Breaking a little, making a small case in Hytale's favor, right? And that's that sandboxes. Defining a sandbox's potential is complicated, okay? Imagine mathematics, right? We are in, well, I don't know when they were invented, but let's go back 100 million years when addition and subtraction were invented. A Homo sapiens grabs 2 apples and says, ah, this is 2, okay? So addition is invented. Then someone else comes along, steals one and says, now I have one, okay? Addition and subtraction. Perfect. Fast forward 20 million years, and a guy appears who realizes that if you take 3 apples and make 3 lines of 3 apples, you have 9 apples. And that's always the case, okay? If I take 3 apples and make 4 lines of 3 apples, I have 12. So multiplication is invented, and that same guy realizes that from this rule, division can also be invented. Okay, so this is what a sandbox would be. We start with addition, and through subtraction, we end up creating computers that basically through calculations and bits can display images that we can see and interact with, right? That's a sandbox. So, Edu, you're telling me that life is a sandbox. Yes, it's just a small analogy. So what's my point here? Well, my point is that Minecraft has been a sandbox for 10 years, okay? Once you kill the dragon, you still have 1,000 things to do. Why do you have 1,000 things to do? Because there's a huge community that has developed worlds. If you want to be a technical player and automate resources, you can do it. Just search online for how to make a farm of whatever, like ice. So you make an ice farm. Right now, if you want to automate something in Hytale, it doesn't exist. You have to discover it yourself. It's something magical. Is this how a sandbox should be played? This is how a sandbox should be played. But at the same time, that takes a lot of time and energy and depends heavily on the player's drive to develop that mathematical. So when people say, oh, the game has so much potential, that's fine, but potential doesn't just depend in a sandbox. Potential doesn't just depend on the creator's friend. It depends on the players too, and the more players, the more that sandbox will develop, right? So, as a point in favor, for me, Hytale, let's say Minecraft started with addition and subtraction. For me, Hytale is at square roots. It's at square roots. It's done multiplication, division, and has started with square roots. Why? Because it has a much better optimization system. I think many of you are already noticing that the online experience can be improved. I mean, Minecraft Online feels much better with way less latency. For some reason, the online connection here doesn't feel fluid at all. I don't know if it's because servers lack power, aren't adapted yet, or what. Maybe it's not even Hytale's fault, but I've definitely noticed it. It's playable, but, well, you can see the movements are pretty weird, right? Since I haven't played locally, I can't tell if it's really that bad or just server issues, okay? If you've played it, leave a comment and let us know. But it has an incredible optimization system. Loading all these chunks and render distance is impossible in Minecraft today. And let's be honest, the difference in blocks and interfaces between Minecraft and Hytale isn't that significant, right? In other words, Hytale isn't so underdeveloped that it would be a major factor in Hytale having better optimization than Minecraft, right? I mean, yes, it's less developed than Minecraft, but not to the point where it significantly affects optimization. We all know Minecraft's optimization is absolutely terrible, right? In fact, I'd say it's one of Minecraft's biggest weaknesses. It might seem trivial, but if the game crashes every time you try to open it while developing a mod, you'll obviously take longer to develop it. Same goes for trying to get mods working. Another advantage is, Hytale is clearly focusing heavily on creators who want to build maps, create mods, and everything else. That's another point in its favor, right? Basically, Hytale knows exactly where its player base will come from, okay? That is in a sandbox. As I said, you start with addition and subtraction, but those basic mechanics last for 6 hours of gameplay. Everything beyond that is what players have discovered and advanced through in the game. So, of course, Minecraft has systems to create maps. It has systems. Hey, everyone here has an ultimate ability except me. I don't understand. It also has systems to be able to make mods, okay? I'm not sure if it works so much as a modding system, but more like a system for making add-ons, right? But they're supposedly going to improve that system. Additionally, they're constantly working to make content creation easier. So we have the creator code, which helps creators earn more money to have more resources to make more Hytale videos. This way, more people actively watch the game and decide whether to play it or not, which is positive for a sandbox game, right? I mean, it's constantly trying to feed back into the game's own community. I think at its core, Hytale does start from square one, and that's why we could say it has more potential, okay? But don't confuse having more potential with saying, no, Hytale is better than Minecraft. I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry. And I'm not a Minecraft fanboy. I'm not a Hytale fanboy. In fact, I tell you that Minecraft's latest decisions seem horrible to me. They're horrible, that's what I'm saying. I mean, for the past 5 years since Minecraft was sold to Microsoft, which I won't even get into, I try not to share those kinds of opinions because I want to maintain a good relationship with the game. It's a game I really enjoy, and as many of you say, you criticize the game too much. True, I believe criticism is valid if it will be considered, right? But with Minecraft, those of us who've been around a while know it doesn't matter what you complain about, they'll keep doing the same thing anyway, so I don't even waste my energy on it anymore, you know? That's because you already know it's not worth it, right? So, for me, here are ways Hytale could stand out above Minecraft. Just like they've given creator codes for game purchases, they could create a marketplace to upload mods directly without depending on CurseForge or other systems. I think that would be incredible, right? I'm telling you, I think that would be amazing. I don't know if they've planned this because I don't know what relationship Hytale has with CurseForge. Maybe they get along great with them and don't want to take away that part of their resources, or maybe they don't want to do the work of filtering mods themselves, which could also be the case, right? Basically, you remove all responsibility, you know? I don't know. But why am I saying this? As you know, in Minecraft, we have a marketplace where mods, textures, and other things are uploaded. What's the positive side? Well, there you can choose, for example, to charge money. I don't know, I charge you €5. You buy that amazing mod that only costs €5. I take a large cut and you give me money to keep developing mods and create a super interesting ecosystem, right? I think that would be a very strong point for Hytale, right? Then server systems, well, more of the same, okay? I mean, people aren't going to do things just for the love of it. They might do it for passion for a year or two, 3, but not for 10, right? It's not for nothing, but because everything has its cost. A server has its cost. Programming on your computer has its cost. The computer wears out, you have a $3,000 computer or whatever, and that computer has to be paid for at some point, you know? Etc., etc., etc. And also, I think if they make a good marketplace, it could be super interesting for them. And many people criticize the Minecraft marketplace, which is definitely worthy of criticism. From what I understand, they've stolen maps and textures from creators and published them as their own without attribution or payment, which is quite questionable. The decisions Minecraft has made in recent years have been really disappointing. I'm thrilled that a game like Hytale is coming to set things straight. I can assure you I'm the first to hope that someday Hytale becomes more popular than Minecraft, okay? Because that's the best thing that could happen for both Minecraft and Hytale, right? I mean, the worst scenario for both games is if Hytale doesn't survive, you know? That's truly the worst thing that could happen to both games. That's why I'm telling you, all those people who think I'm a fanboy or that I defend one more than another. Not at all, not at all. I criticize everything equally and criticize what needs to be criticized because it's not without reason. If I started listing all the positive aspects of Hytale, I'd never finish. Well, I've touched on some already, right? The modding system and such, but obviously Hytale has some really incredible features, those cool RPG systems. Some things just need a few number tweaks, and that's it. It's as simple as taking a boss and making it hit you 3 times harder, jump 4 times higher, have 10 times more health, and there you go, you have your boss. Right? Obviously, it would be cooler with animations and 1,000 other things, right? But I'm simplifying things. So for me, this is my opinion of Hytale. I don't know what many of you will think. I've tried to give a perspective quite different from what I see out there. I see many people being very pessimistic about the game, saying that Hytale is garbage. I think they're not aware that Hytale is an early access game. I also see many people praising it while simultaneously trying to put down competing games. I don't see much sense in that either. I mean, do you see this image here, right? This that I'm seeing on screen right now, you say it's an incredible game? I don't think so. You enter a Hytale world and see a vast plain, a giant biome with no structures and think it's amazing? I don't think it's an incredible game. Or if you go into caves and play for 2 hours, you'll realize you've seen everything and it's all the same. That doesn't seem incredible to me, okay? But as I said, I have faith in the game, a lot of faith, but with feet on the ground, okay? Let's be honest, without exaggerating too much. Of course, the work done is very good, but we need to keep working. That's the reality. The job isn't finished, okay? That's the reality. So anyway, tell me what you think. Am I going too far? No, I'm a fanboy. I'm a fanboy. You think I'm a fanboy? I don't know. Say what you want. I mean, I'm not going to ban anyone. I'm not going to block anyone. Well, unless you can mess with me, but if you mess with other users, please be respectful, okay? If you mess with other users, I will have to ban you. But that's it. No, I don't ask for anything else. No insults if possible, obviously. But let's see what you think. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. So, that's it for this video. Remember, Edlux in the Fortnite shop. No, Edlux in the Hytale store. And see you later.